Okay, so I went to my placement at the Salvation Army London Citadel actually for the second time this past Thursday. I went last week, and that was more of a preliminary thing. A few things did happen, but it was mostly observation and just kind of figuring out how things work there. So, how it goes is there's first a half an hour kind of singing and movement class with, I believe it's kids ages 3 to 10, and there's about 12 to 14 kids in that class. And then I go to junior band, and that's about like 8 kids. I think it's grades 5 to 7. There's a couple of cornets, a couple of baritones, and a trombone. So, um, to start off, just in general, so far, I feel pretty good. Thinking about power, definitely there's a different dynamic in the two classes, so I'm going to get into that now. In the first one, the singing one, I feel a lot more comfortable. Um, in this one, there's myself and the other person from Western, and then there's the teacher. And walking into this scenario, I definitely assumed that the teacher was the one with the power, most of it. Um, Interestingly, in comparison to the brass band, I felt that I could, well, to a certain extent, I felt that I could kind of be myself a little bit more and connect with the kids a little bit better in the singing class because I'm used to that age group more. It's kind of like camp. I know how to do this. I can talk to them, right? And I did find myself like trying to be like, oh, like, nah, 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 like use that kind of baby kid voice, and so I'm trying to be cognizant of that because that's a total power thing, right? Like even bending down to the kids and like even how I look at them, trying to give them my attention, but is that too much? So that's been interesting to be aware of. um, and I think I already said this, but going into that, the teacher definitely, this is her session, right? So she knows what her plan is. She has songs picked out already. It goes by really fast. And she's the one who does most of the management. She's like, so and so, please listen. Please come sit down. Come do this. Da 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 da. We're listening, everyone. This is what we're doing. And so far, my role has been to participate in the activities that we're doing, help the kids when they need help. I haven't led anything yet, and that's fine. I feel like that's pretty natural right now because um, I am not as what's the word, familiar with the program as she is. So I'm sure that will change. And next week, she actually asked us to bring in like a game or a song to share with the kids for Valentine's Day. So that'll be interesting to see, like when I'm actually teaching, how I will step into that role and how my idea of how much power I have in the situation will change. So far, though, I have been able. It's mostly been for like behaviors and stuff, like listening, sitting when we're supposed to, inviting kids into the circle. So I've been cognizant of that and the kind of voice that I'm using when I do that. Using children's names, and I've kind of thought like, oh, is it weird that I know their name already? But no, I don't think it is, and I think the sooner that I can use their names, the sooner that it will become, more of a like a personal thing, and they'll get to know me. And so far the listening has been pretty good. There was one little boy who did not want to be my partner; he wanted to be his brother's partner, but I don't think that was a me problem. I think that was like anyone who wanted to be like, no, it was his brother. Um, so that's that scenario. And then in brass band, this was a little different. I felt kind of awkward, to be honest. This week it was my first time sitting in on this band, and the power thing. Well, first of all, the kids are a little older, which I don't think will be a huge deal. I don't think that's really going to make a big difference. I think it's because it was my first day, and there's also less time to kind of talk. Like it's very, this is what we got to do. We're learning about brass right now. Like it's not time to really talk to each other. And there is quite a bit of talking that's done, but I just felt like, there's the teacher and then there's the instructor or the assistant, and they know each other really well. I do know the teacher, but in this situation, I just kind of felt like I didn't really know where to jump in, and so I assumed that those two were the ones with the power. they're the ones who are going to talk through this. I'm just going to kind of sit and get used to this, how things are worked. And obviously, as we go on, like I'm hoping to be able to give instruction and get to know the kids better and really be able to help them. But, I felt there was a few things. Like there was a girl sitting beside me and I could tell that she was kind of struggling, but the assistant was sitting with her and the assistant obviously knew that this girl needed help. So I was like, okay, like I didn't know that walking in here. And then there's another girl who like plays with her keys that are around her neck, and like the assistant knew right away, like, nope, that needs to stop right now. And I was like, oh, like, should I be like, I literally just met this girl, like, is it my position to kind of jump in and be like, please stop doing that? And it's like, oh, are they gonna like me? Like, that's not why we're here. I'm here to like be a teacher and help them learn. So anyways, I don't want to go over my time, I already have, but those are my thoughts so far. A little awkward, but it'll be interesting to see how that progresses as I keep going every week.